Now, there's a story out there that a nurse was watching your season 1 episode. It was season 1, right?
Yeah,
season one, and she noticed a lump on your neck. You had no clue.
Yeah.
That there might be something wrong.
Right. So I had just started filming season 2. A nurse out of Texas, her name was Ryan Reed. She was watching my show and she saw a lump on my neck. So she emailed the production company and the network saying, hey, he needs to go get it checked out. And they sent it over to me. And I read the email. And right when I saw that email, I knew something was wrong. And I knew something was wrong because I'd gone to my personal doctor multiple times about this lump on my neck. And they never checked anything. They said it was allergies. They didn't do anything with it. So this time I got the email and I went to a different doctor. And then they set me up for a biopsy. The biopsy came back as atypical, which means it could or could not be cancer. So then they scheduled me for exploratory surgery that was supposed to be like 30 to 45 minutes. So I went under on the surgery, and then I woke up, I guess it was like 4 or 5 hours later. Turned out I had full-blown thyroid cancer, stage 3. I had spread to my lymph nodes. So I remember waking up, the family was there, everybody was crying, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, I have cancer, don't I? And they said yes. So I found out I had cancer waking up from being put to sleep. And it was a terrifying moment, man. I was I think I was 30 years old. Like the last thing I expected. I was a new father. And then because of that, my doctor missed the fact that I had thyroid cancer. I started looking through my old medical records to make sure nothing else was missed. And a year prior, I had a irregular testicle exam, and it was almost like a joke, meaning I should go get it checked out. So I was literally at the doctor for my thyroid cancer. They had a last-minute opening in the same building to get an ultrasound on my testicles, right?
Yeah. So important.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I went over there. It was like literally last second. So I walked across the hall, and the guy that was doing it, we were talking. He's a local guy, Huntington Beach, and he was very chatty. I was like just shooting the shit with him, and then all of a sudden he got quiet. And
you're like, here we go.
Yeah, it
bracing
was
for it.
Eerie, man. I'll never forget the moment. I'm like, why is this guy quiet? And I was like, hey, what's wrong? And he goes, oh, I'm not a doctor. I was like, yeah, I know you're not a doctor, dude, but like, what's wrong? He's like, what? You're in pain? I'm like, huh? He's like, well, if you're in pain, the emergency room's right down the hall.
Oh, he's like cluing you in on what to say and what to do.
Yeah. So right when he said that, I was like, shit. 20 minutes later, I have a doctor in there, find out I now have testicular cancer, and they're booking my surgery. So I found out I had thyroid and testicular cancer all within a few months of each other. And man, it was a fight because I had to do one surgery at a time, and my hormones were way out of whack. I was sick all the time. I gained like 50 pounds. And I was just an emotional wreck. But the network, I remember getting the call saying, hey, we understand, we can cancel the show. And I was like, oh, hell no, we're not canceling the show. And I filmed that thing. If you watch season 2, I literally gained 50 pounds that season. And I filmed all the way until I rolled into my surgery.